Another day in the books, headed home, and I've been pondering about this Kirk Cousins thing. Yes, I've been following social media again today. Kirk Cousins is the big topic for the Falcons. It seems like a revolving door. Well, Zach Clark from WSB went on Dukes and Bell again today, and he said that the vibe is a Kirk Cousins in a Falcons uniform. I don't know about that one, y'all. I just don't know. It's not even about being excited about it. It's more about just what makes sense. You want a guy like that. He does have the arm. He does have the knowledge. If you look at Zach Robinson and the type of offense they run, Kirk Cousins, you look at Matthew Stafford, you look at Jared Goff, they all line up to the same type of player that Zach Robinson is used to coaching. But I just don't know, man. We get Kirk Cousins, let's say he works out for 2 years. Let's say if he, works out for 1 year. You know what's going to happen? I believe that the Falcons are going to end up looking for Arch Manning from Texas as our next quarterback. We're just going to start looking at him in the draft. Because even if it works out, you're going to still want a top-tier quarterback. If it doesn't work out, I don't know who's coming out next year. Arch Manning is going to come out next 2 or 3 years. I don't see him coming out next year. But that's what I see. I see us looking for a quarterback in the next couple of years instead of having, a franchise quarterback for the next 12 to 17 years. I'm not necessarily on board with this. And like I said, you got to be honest about the Justin Fields thing. I'm going to be honest about this. This guy's 36 years old. He probably got 3 good years left. And that's debatable because he's coming off an Achilles injury. And it's just a lot of red flags there. Plus the money situation. I'm going to ride with whatever the Falcons do outside of putting Ritter back at QB1. If they do that, then I'm just going to consider next year as a lost cause. Unless they prove me wrong, which, I don't see that. But this Kirk Cousins thing, I see the vision of them being successful with this particular, situation. If Kirk Cousins is a quarterback, he's everything that you want in a Zach Robinson's offense. But it's just too many red flags. We'll be sitting there looking for Arch Manning in a couple of years, or we'll be looking for another quarterback next year. I don't. It's just too many red flags for me. You might have one good year. The Achilles injury is not nothing to sneeze at. I know today's technology is good. Today's medical science is good. Maybe he'll be just fine. But then you got to talk about the money on top of that. What are you going to do with all that money that he wants? 40 mil, is that viable? Would you want to pay that to him? And this, I think, it's like $40 million a year. So I don't know, man. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, regardless, if we don't get a quarterback in the draft, that does give us a lot of draft capital. You don't necessarily have to get somebody at 8. You can trade back and still get some good players, which is not, a bad idea. And you can still get a decent quarterback in this draft. I don't care what anybody say. You can still get Michael Penix later. You can still get Bo. I haven't even talked about Bo Nix in a long time, but you can get Bo Nix later. And I'm not necessarily away from getting Spencer Rattler in the 5th, 6th, or 7th round. Hell, I wouldn't even be mad if we get Spencer Rattler in the 4th round. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot. And to be honest, I'm kind of more on the Justin Fields bandwagon than the Kirk Cousins bandwagon. Now, my number one priority is to go up and move up to get the quarterback that we want. You know, there's rumblings now that Washington is going to stick with Sam Howell and get Marvin Harrison. If that's the case, you're in these sweepstakes for one of those quarterbacks at that point. If the Redskins, they're not the Redskins, but the Commanders go get Marvin Harrison, or even if the Patriots get Marvin Harrison, and it seems like saying the Patriots are probably going to get a quarterback as well. So at the end of the day, I'm not on board with this, y'all. I'm just not. I'm not on board with it 100%. I get it. If they try it, I'll be cool with it, but I'm not on board with it. I mean, I'm more like maybe 75-25 no. The money, the injury, the age. Don't get me wrong, I think the talent is there, but I'm looking for something long term. I want our next franchise quarterback that's going to be here for the next, you know, for the next decade or so. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to get home to the house, get ready to do the podcast. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think. I've just been thinking about it, man. Just been thinking. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.